Well, hey there, you. You, not the composer of Chocolate Rain, you. Hi. Ugh. You decided to click on this video because what was in the title actually meant something to you, which I say, hey, thanks for caring about my life. That's pretty great. You know what's really funny is that I'm seeing the mirror image of myself on my computer display. So this hand is really this hand, and it's really like trippy because anytime that I do this, it's like I'm playing row your boat with a machine. Anyways, hello. You decided to click this video to wonder the story of my previous year. Well, let me tell you. Let's see, where to begin? We begin in January. There will be a lot of plot holes that I'm going to fill at the end. I'm going to say that first. So, yeah, let's make sure that's clear. Moving on. So, what am I talking about? Right, so, in January, I came down with a sinus infection. And this sinus infection is something that I get just about annually. It's nothing new, nothing special. A little bit annoying, but whatever. Not a huge deal. So, every single time that I have to go get pills to fix this sinus infection, antibiotics, they just work, and the thing goes away, and I go on with my life. This year, it didn't quite work that way. I had some issues where I took the antibiotics for the sinus infection, but the sinus infection never really left. And as the weeks went on in January, I started getting more tired and more tired and more clogged up all the time. It kept on getting worse and worse and worse. I go back to the doctor. The doctor doesn't really have any solutions for me. Get pretty irritated with that. Decide, just let it pass over like every other illness that I've had to deal with. So, I do that. 3 months pass by. It's March. March. It's March. The sickness doesn't go away. It continues to stay. Except for the physical symptoms disappear. The fatigue that comes from congestion in your brain, however, did not, which apparently decided to lead to plenty of mental instability, combined with a prescription regimen I was on that actually made it worse. Yay! Hooray for drugs and stuff. So, what was I talking about? Right. Yeah, sorry, my brain's gone. It's out. So, drugs, right. So, it's, third month of the year, and I'm not doing so hot. This is when I posted those videos on my iBionical channel regarding the whole entire what should I do internet, because if I talk to my parents about my emotional instability, they're just going to throw me over at a psychologist, which would actually press forth further my emotional instability, because I got serious abandonment issues from previous issues regarding people that I've had to work for. Yeah, that's a whole entire another story. We'll not discuss that. But long story short, there wasn't a whole lot for me to do because I didn't know what to do. So I called to the internet, and the internet was, there for people, giving encouragement and whatnot when you actually needed it. To which I say, everybody that posted anything, both positive or critical, regardless, thanks for responding to that video. That actually does mean a lot, surprisingly. I'm not sure why, but, words are pretty powerful, I guess. Moving on. So, that's March. So, as the months started to progress, I kind of did this teeter-totter riding the waves thing of feeling better to feeling worse to feeling much better to feeling much worse to feeling almost perfect to absolutely tanking. It went from just feeling a little bit tired to just feeling a little tired and emotionally unstable to feeling exhausted all the time, can barely get out of bed, having to finish college classes with no ability to actually think straight. A strange pain in my chest started growing consistently that was absolutely brutal, that I still don't know why it happens, and I don't know where it went. But there's that, and then abdominal pains, and then serious fatigue, congestion, constantly irritated by everything, both allergenically and emotionally. I was pretty much a big ball of crumpled up toast that you could no longer butter, because that's a metaphor. Put that on a t-shirt. Yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm sure if you've made it past this point in the video, congratulations, you have no life. I don't know. What am I talking about? Or you actually care, because that also is nice too. Who am I kidding? Thanks for caring. We'll pretend like you have no life, or you have a life and you care instead of you have no life and you, whatever. Let's move on before I shove a foot in my mouth. What am I discussing? Right, yeah, chest pains and whatnot. So all that started happening. It was gross. It was disgusting. It was unpleasant is what it was. And then, in the midst of that, I went and took a little field trip to Little Brotherhood Studios to help them out with a super secret project that is not any of your business. But that was great, and believe what you will about the reality of our human condition and whatnot, but they are very firm believers in Christianity and had a serious amount of prayer over me and what do you call it? Just overall encouragement of my well-being and whatnot, actually taking my issues seriously, which in my normal life was not a case, where people just looked at me and kind of decided, he must be just a lazy butthole. I'm like, thanks, you're the best. But that was how that was going. And then I go and visit Little Brotherhood Studios, and they kind of helped me get back to normal health. And while I was there, I was actually feeling quite a bit better. They also went and consulted a doctor over there and put me on a supplement diet, which, thank you very much, dear matriarch, for doing that. Nobody knows who the matriarch is, but I do, and you do, so anyways, so over the course of that week that I was with them, I was starting to feel better. I was really happy about it, and then I came back home and I felt ecstatic that I was feeling no longer sick anymore, and I didn't care why. It didn't matter to me. So when I came home, take this with a grain of salt, because I'm about to diss my parents, but I'm about to glorify them later, so don't get too many bad ideas right up front. When I came home, started screaming and hollering how happy I was that I didn't feel like garbage anymore, I got the response from my parents that they pretty much told me I was full of crap, I was still sick, and I should not believe that I was well. To which I was like, that's dumb, okay, well, did my best to shrug it off, but as the weeks started passing again, I slowly started to get worse and worse, and it went from feeling the way that I did before I hung out with Little Brotherhood Studios to getting far, far worse. It, on top of the sleepy all the time and the chest pains and whatever else have you, I also started accumulating serious breathing problems, making it so that eventually, for about 2 months, I couldn't actually speak. My larynx just wasn't able to actually process vibrations or something. I don't know. Also, at the same time, if I talked more than a few sentences, then it would trigger an asthma attack, and I could die. So this is really, in the end, just a practice to make sure that I can still talk, because I have classes where I actually need to do presentations, but that is none of your business, even though I just told you. I don't know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Right, so all that started happening. And then I started consulting with some new doctors. I've been to, I think, 6 doctors now, 2 of which are actually taking my condition seriously and more to the next level. But unfortunately, they still haven't found anything wrong with me, which is kind of driving me nuts, honestly, because feeling like this is not pleasant, and it hasn't really gone away yet. Fortunately, I am feeling a bit better. I'm a little bit more spry. I mean, like, after I have a, 16-hour sleep schedule and then a 3-hour nap, I can talk to a computer screen. So, progress. That's about all I can do, though. But, okay. I've been talking too much. Alright, give me a second. Let me recalibrate my thoughts and my lungs. Give me your lungs. Man, that's a reference back in the day. Okay, right, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, I started making those videos on my Alexander Empire channel, and eventually stopped because I just got so exhausted that I just couldn't do anything. And now I'm back in school again, trying to figure out how to deal with this illness and classes, and my parents are kind of going into overload, trying to fix my entire household environment to try and stabilize anything that could potentially be environmental, which is why their previous statement of them not believing I was sick, it looks like I'm patting myself on the shoulder. Like, there. Anyway, so parental units who were saying that I was foolish for thinking I'm well, kind of had a point, and then spent thousands of dollars trying to make our house a little more breather friendly. So kudos for them on that. This goes to say, my previous statement was about to make it look like I have terrible parents. I don't have terrible parents. They're just not strong in encouragement. Sometimes. Only sometimes. Moving on. Great parents. I like my parents. I'm 21 and I still live in their basement, and they're totally okay with that. So, that's better than what most people have to live with. Let's move on. So that's where I am now. Slowly, hopefully, consistently recovering from the illness that I've had all year. Gone through a ridiculous amount of medical tests. Still have more to do. All keep coming up clean as though there's nothing wrong with my body. Gets me really annoyed. Still trying to go through college, finishing up my graphic design degree for kicks and giggles. And that's where I am now. Yeah, because I kind of went like radio silent in, April, I think? And had no reason for it, had no reason why. Some people kind of got a little concerned. So, this is my justification to vent as to the events that have happened this year to the internet, because somebody will watch it. I don't know. I do have, some issues contemplating self-worth and identity and whatnot, but it's really kind of more I observe the statistical reality rather than endure stress induced by other people. So, it's kind of like, it's not that I'm a pessimist, I'm a realist, and that realism sometimes is sad, and that's just the reality of it, but sometimes the reality is great. So, I don't really know what else I felt like I was having to... Oh, yeah. So, this all goes to say, if you if you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations, you have just spent 15 minutes of your life listening to me try and gather my thoughts. Congratulations. I'm sure it had something worth of merit to watch, but moving on. What am I talking about? Yeah. So where am I now? Now I am still trying to recover, hopefully getting better consistently. I'm not sure for how long I'm going to have a healthy streak, so I felt like doing as much as I could within the healthy streak, etc., etc. For the future, no more YouTube. But I do have a plan to, I'm writing a book. Yeah, and gonna try and do like some crowdfunding stuff to try and make the book happen, because it'll be like a Photoshop style comic, like the way I did Bionicle Derelicts, except for with real people, real places, real sets, etc. The whole entire thing is like, no, I'm not going to tell you because there really isn't anything worth discussing yet. But what am I talking about? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling at this point. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. I guess that's it. So thanks for being a viewer that justifies me feeling as though I am discussing my problems to the world as though it actually matters. Kudos to you. Thank you very much for being that person. If you have any questions, or if you have any comments, you can write them down in the comments, obviously. And I got nothing better to do than to answer them, so yeah, considering that not many people will watch this video, there will be enough comments for me to respond to just about everything. So, just kind of saying hi. Hi. I have let this video go on for too long. Therefore, I'm going to bring it to a close. So, to bring back the olden days, I bow to you, and I end the transmission with this coffee cup in your face. Take it, look at the curvature. Just makes me super happy inside. Okay, goodbye!